Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time I take a look at the 1989 Nissan March Super Turbo. This isn't your average Nissan March / Micra. This Super Turbo is awesome. Let me tell you why the Super Turbo is great. So what this is essentially is this is a homologation car to get into a little tiny rally series in Japan where they basically use these sort of tiny little hatchbacks. And what this has is a 900cc 4-cylinder engine that is turbocharged and supercharged. Could be wrong here, but I think this is the only twin-charged car in the game. At least it's the only one I can think of at the moment. Produces about 110 horsepower stock, obviously fully upgraded like this is here. Produces a little bit more than that, but that is awesome. It has built-in fog lights into the sort of front grille, and it's just the coolest thing ever. I love this car. Fun fact as well, this is still the quickest Nissan Micra ever. Production Micra. The quickest one there ever was. They never produced anything quicker than this. 0 to 62 in 7.7 seconds, which is pretty good actually. Yeah, I love this car. To be honest with you, there's a lot of sort of JDM only cars in this game that I really like, but there's only a couple of them that I would actually consider owning. And I think off the top of my head, it's the Toyota Caldina GT4, because that thing's awesome. And then it's this. I would love to get a hold of the twin-charged Nissan March Super Turbo. Unfortunately, they are quite costly these days, either because Japanese people realise what they are and cherish them, or people like me who have slightly more money than me grow up with Gran Turismo 2, pick one as the first car, find out how awesome it is, and then get themselves one. But either way, awesome car. I love it. This race mod, not quite as awesome, do I have to admit. I think this is more based on one of the Micras from that series, or it could have been a show car, I'm not too sure. But you can definitely see sort of rally decals on the back with the Japanese flag. But yeah, not quite as cool. And unfortunately, it does get rid of the fog lights that are built into the front grille. It brings them out as sort of separate units, but that's still pretty cool. And the hood scoop and everything, this car is awesome. Front engine, front wheel drive, 218 horsepower, 686 kilos. Interestingly enough, the last March we had, the March G Sharp, was actually pretty quick as well. So, interesting to see how this gets along. Anyways, the Nissan March Super Turbo is going to have 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Suzuki Cultus Pikes Peak version. That car set a time of a 26.540. The Nissan March Super Turbo unlikely to beat that. Now, as mentioned, the Nissan March G Sharp, or the Micra SR, depending on what region you're in, that car set a time of 31.584. That does mean it's in 390th, but that's still pretty impressive. Unfortunately, it's not so impressive apparently, because this has just gone quicker than that on its first flyer. Alright, this is definitely more akin to, yeah, being pretty quick. Jesus. Actually, this car does have a bit of a natural rival in the Starlet Turbo S from 1987. That was actually sort of similar stats to this, and that was heroically quick. I think that said a 30.860. So I guess that's sort of where we aim for with this. But it is an awesome car, this. You can actually hear a little bit of the sort of supercharger whine at the top end of the rev range, which does give it a very unique sound. The one pitfall of this is over the grass, I'm hitting the limiter on second gear. I wish second gear was just a little bit longer than it is. I think if second gear was that tad bit longer, this would be a lot quicker. One pitfall with the March the March Super Turbo. This car apparently also came in real life, because I had to fact check myself, but I was right that this is a 900cc sort of supercharged, twin-charged thing. Apparently they did this car with either a 5-speed manual or a 3-speed automatic. And as much as I don't dislike modern-day automatics, I think they're great, and I think people who sort of go, oh, bring back manuals, blah, 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 I think a lot of it's sort of tosh. 3-speed automatic in this? Yeah, I'd probably take the 5-speed manual. I would definitely take the 5-speed manual, actually. A little bit of a bouncy rear end there on that corner there. front just piled wide into that corner. That was a bit of a shame. This has gone quicker than that Starlet though. But there is definitely a little bit of time in this. But yeah, it's a tricky one, this. It's one of those cars that's just sort of, even though it is pretty quick, it is still all about momentum and pushing it through the corners. But I think I could probably be a little bit quicker. I don't think it would have gone like super quicker. I can't see this being like a 30.6 or maybe even a, well, it would be a 30.7 because naturally, but still, I will take the 30.809 with that car. That is very, very quick, actually, to be fair. That is, wow, actually, that beats something very interesting. I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, good car to drive, really good car to drive. It is sort of everything you want from a tiny Japanese hatchback. It is, you know, monstrously quick, hugely determined, quite lightweight. Just a good overall car to drive, really. And definitely a bit of a giant killer in disguise. Yeah, front pushed wide on that corner. I think if I got the front turned in, I don't think we'd be looking at 30.6, maybe like a low 30.7. But I don't think it would have gone that much quicker, to be perfectly honest. I think that's pretty much sort of right around the limits of what we can get. But anyways, a 30.809 will place this into 278th place. Goes in between the Ford Mondeo Gear X and the Toyota Supra SZR. It beats a Supra. It beats an NSX Type S. Beats an FTO GR. Beats the Citroen Saxo. Quicker than the Nissan Primera Wagon and the Roof CR4. Quicker than a naturally aspirated Civic Type R. That hurts. It is slightly quicker than that Starlet 3-door Turbo S. To be honest with you, I think this is the better car of those two, as evident by the fact that there is a little bit more time in this. I think that Starlet was pretty much spot on. I think the Starlet handled slightly better, but this is just sort of a little bit quicker in general. Like I say, honestly, if this had a very slightly longer second gear, I think I could see like a 30.6 in this. I really could. It is just an incredible car to drive, and I am very happy with that one. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.